Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Permex Petroleum's channel. We are here once again with Marin, who has another exciting announcement related to acquisitions. Marin, how are you doing?
Doing well. Good morning. Hope you're doing well as well.
I'm doing pretty wonderful, and so let's kick this week off, and we're kicking off with some pretty good news. So you guys expanded your oil and natural gas royalty acquisitions in the Permian Basin of New Mexico. So let's kind of dive into this. First off, why New Mexico?
Well, that's a good question because not everyone understands New Mexico as an oil and gas producer. Prior to 2017, no one believed that New Mexico was producing anything. However, New Mexico was seventh producing largest state in the U.S. up to 2013. And as of 2018, they became the third largest producer after North Dakota. So you have Texas, North Dakota, then New Mexico, and that's a significant portion of it. Guess when Permex bought its own operating oil and gas, 100% operated by us, oil and gas fields in New Mexico, by the way.
Oh, quiz. 2018, 2017?
2017, before New Mexico officially became the third. So we were analyzing those markets and saying, our geologists, again, I will take absolutely no credit for this. The optimists, the geologists, previewed the formations that in West Texas were producing staggering amounts of oil, being the Permian Basin. They looked at the stretch of the same formations into New Mexico, which is the Delaware subbasin of the Permian, and they believed that this is the next growth area. And we went in and started buying. In fact, we bought two fields up there, 100% owned and operated by us.
Wow, wonderful. Yeah, so as you had mentioned off camera, geologists, being those optimists, have the visionaries, right? So that they were able to see what was going to come. And now New Mexico.
At times you have to listen to them. Sometimes when it comes to numbers, I would rather not. I'd rather listen to engineers, which are more devil's advocates.
So in this acquisition, how many wells did you guys get?
Excellent. We have five wells, 4 horizontal wells, again, at significant depths, and 4 permitted wells. Now, the significance of the permitted well is this. As I've mentioned, royalty interests are a great way of getting into the market, acquiring assets when oil is still considered low, and the cash flow will be generated from it with hardly any downside risk from an operational standpoint, no risk. Now, if you go and buy a royalty interest in a field, not a well bore, and the field has permitted wells to be drilled at no expense to us, but the operator themselves will be doing it, we will benefit from that production as they come online as well. And that's what we have here. We have 5 wells plus 4 permitted wells to be drilled and developed as well.
Wonderful. Who is operating these wells?
That's a great question. It's COG operating. The parent company, some of you might know, is called Contra Resources. And if you don't know that one, they were sold recently to ConocoPhillips for over $9 billion. And if you don't know who ConocoPhillips is, you need to do some studying on the energy markets. ConocoPhillips is one of the largest. It's valued at $76 billion. That is who is operating these fields. Again, I always mention, when you're buying royalty interests, it's important to partner with the large companies. They're not going out of business. They know what they're doing. Your fields, which you don't operate, because if it's your own field and you're operating it, you micromanage it to ensure everything is done right. But if you partner with a company that is not good and you are not an operator, you can't manage it. This way, ConocoPhillips manages the field for us.
Okay, yeah, these always seem like a good long-term play, something that's really going to stabilize the books and everything. But can you tell us more about your own personal plans in New Mexico for Permex?
So the way I mentioned it again, we have the Henshaw property in Eddy County, New Mexico, and we have the Oxy Yates property in Eddy County, New Mexico. Now, before I dive into them, it's worth to note, New Mexico represents the 3rd largest producing state. Now, here's the beauty. Out of all of New Mexico, only 2 counties represent 90% of the production out of the entire state. The counties are Eddy County and Lee County. Both of our fields are in Eddy County. There's 9 wells on the Henshaw with 4 saltwater disposal facilities, which if you produce more or excessive water, you don't want to pay a different operator to carry it out because your operating expense goes up. If you have your own saltwater disposal facilities, that on its own diminishes cost, which is excellent when oil prices come down. We protect ourselves and buffer. Now, we have Oxy Yates as well. There's 10 wells in the Oxy Yates. And our vision, I should say, for the next several months is to bring these wells online ourselves. So oil is, again, stable to a degree. We will start bringing these wells that have been shut in during a downturn back online, and our production from these wells will go up as well.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for the update. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to shoot them. Marin, any last words before we sign off?
I think that's it. Have a wonderful week.